So on Instagram, I asked you guys if you had any fitness questions, and I'm going to answer them all in this video. So let's get started. Do you have a weekly routine? Yes, I have a weekly routine. I don't know if this is in specific to my workout routine, but every week I hit legs 3 days a week, I hit upper body 3 days a week, and then I have one cardio and rest day. Right now I'm cutting a little bit, so it's a little bit more strict, but yes, I do have a weekly routine and even a daily routine. How do I fix my hip mobility? Well, that's all about consistency with stretching, but I'll post a video on YouTube about hip mobility stretching. I do have one on TikTok, but that video will come soon. Do you track your food? I estimate my food. I'm cognizant of how many macros I eat in a day or calories, but I don't track it per gram per calorie. So I'll try to hit 100. Like if I'm having a chicken breast, I'm like, okay, each chicken breast is about 30 grams of protein. I had one scoop of protein, that's 60 grams. I don't go in an app and track it like that, but I am very cognizant of what I intake. I have 2 meals and 1 snack every day, and that's it. What motivated you to stay consistent? I committed for like 2 weeks, then fell off. That's actually a really good question. And I think what keeps people motivated when you're just starting out is not going too hard on yourself. So when I started my cutting, I did not go cold turkey on a lot of things. Like every night I had one Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which is not healthy, but it's what motivated me to keep going. So I'm like, oh, if I work out, if I do this, I'll get that Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And then now I just recently switched that Haagen-Dazs ice cream for like a Greek yogurt ice cream, which is a lot healthier. But I think not being too hard on yourself and giving yourself leeway. It's all about consistency when it comes to eating, because if you restrict yourself so much, you're just going to binge at the end of the week or at the end of the day. So I think you have to give yourself leeway, you have to give yourself snacks. If you miss one day, it's okay. You know, just go back the next day. That's what helped me stay motivated, was to not be too hard on myself when starting out, because I did that before. I'd go on crazy diets, I'd go on crazy like cardio routines, but because I was so hard on myself, my body would get tired and I just wouldn't feel like going to the gym. But with these snacks, you're able to, you know, stay motivated. What is your ab workout? I will post a whole video on my ab workout as well. I did not start training abs until I saw abs. So you're not going to see abs if you still have a significant amount of fat over your stomach. There's no way that is going to, you can build muscle under it to have abs for when you do lose the weight. But for me, I didn't see a purpose in working abs until I saw the weight drop. Because when you do the compound lifts like squats and deadlifts, you work your core a lot, which will show. So once you start seeing that a bit is when I started incorporating an ab routine, but I will post what my ab routine is. How many days do you work out in a week? I work out 6 days a week, but some days I go twice a day. So the amount of times that I go in a week is about 9 or 10, but 6 days of the week, and then one day I have a complete off from the gym, but I still stay consistent when it comes to food, or I'll go on a long walk or something like that. I want to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. Is that possible? It is possible, but it's very complex because it comes down to the exact macros that you eat. So you can lose fat and lose, you know, the excess weight around you while maintaining and growing your muscle, but you have to be hitting your protein when it comes to that. Very specific, it's very difficult to be done, but it is possible, in my opinion, because I've done that in the past, and I'm doing it right now. Do you ever fast? I do fast. I fast most days actually, and my first meal comes at 2, my last meal is at 8. So pretty much I do intermittent fast, but I do have a coffee in the morning or a banana. So it's not, you know, nothing in my system. I drink a lot of water, but I do intermittent fast most days. How do you avoid / reduce protein farts? I feel like you need to go down to the exact root of what is giving you farts, because for me personally, not everything gives me protein farts, and I had to like figure it out and take things out of my diet. So every time I do have protein farts, I'll write down what I ate that day and slowly eliminate it and see if I still have it. So for me, tofu and broccoli really did not work well with my stomach, so I just started eliminating that, and now I don't get any protein farts at all. And I take 1 scoop of protein and 1 chicken breast per day and some beans. How did you get started? So I've always played sports my whole life. I would say I'm pretty athletic. And then when I was about 16 years old, I really wanted to train more for soccer, so I just started hitting the gym. And then, you know, my relationship with the gym ebbs and flows. There was a few years when I just started Thodey where I would go for attendance to the gym, but I didn't really work out or take fitness seriously. And just until recently, a few months ago, is when I started to get back into it after all the lockdowns. That was not motivating at all. So how I got started in my most recent kind of fitness journey was I wanted to lose weight. I just saw how much fat I had on me, and I was like, I could shed a lot. So at first I was like, there's no way I can lose more than 20 pounds, like I'll be skin and bones. And I lost 20 pounds, I'm like, I can lose another 15 pounds, just seeing like how much excess fat I have on me. So for me, my motivation right now was just to kind of get my fittest as I can get and do something with fitness, because fitness has always been my passion. I've always been athletic, but it's hard to be your best athlete self when you're lugging around 20 pounds around you. How much can you bench? Not that much. Honestly, I could probably bench 55 to 60 pounds. My bench is super weak and something I'm definitely trying to work on. Not my priority though, but I do want to get stronger. Do you snack? I don't anymore, and that has been the changing factor for me, is taking out all the snacking, because you can't really track your snacks. You have a few chips here, you have a cookie here. Like for me, if I have 2 meals and 1 yogurt popsicle thing a day, and that's it. And if I get really, really hungry, I have a really high protein grilled cheese, which is like, I think it was like 20 grams of protein. So I have 2 meals, 1 snack a day, and then 1 if I'm really hungry. I played a really long soccer game, it was really hot, something like that. I have like a plan B that I can add to my diet, that I know what those macros are. But I don't snack randomly. Like even if I'm at a party, I won't eat too much or anything like that. How do you watch your weight? For me, it's about consistency. It's about eating the same thing every day, but also having the flexibility in your diet. So, you can't maintain a super, super healthy lifestyle all the time. You get cravings, you get things like that. So right now, I'm cutting for a travel that I'm going on. And I know at that travel, I'm not going to restrict myself. I'm still going to try to be the healthiest I can be, but I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat. That's why I'm being super strict now. So I think looking forward to something, having a date, whether it's a birthday, whether it's a date for the summer, whether it's something like that, picking that day and then working towards it, and then gaining back those extra pounds that you shed, and then slowly kind of funneling it until you are at your prime physique or preferred physique, if that makes sense. How do you control the desire to eat at night even when stressed? For me, it's water. A lot of the times when I think I'm hungry, my body is just telling me I'm thirsty, so I drink water instead. So on my water bottle, I have little dashes. And if I'm really hungry, I'll tell myself, okay, drink 250 milliliters of water. If you're still hungry, then you can go get a snack. And usually I'm not. And if I am still hungry, I'll have a snack like the grilled cheese that I mentioned, that I already know like what the macros are in it, and that I can just add to my diet. After losing weight, is your skin tight or does it stretch? And if so, how to fix it? So me personally, my skin has not stretched, alhamdulillah, because I've ebbed and flowed in weight my whole life. It hasn't stretched too much. When it does stretch is when there has been an excess amount of weight for a long period of time, and then you shed it really fast. So a lot of things that can help you, like I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dermatologist, and I would see one for advice like this, but sometimes when you do have a lot of weight for a long time, you lose the collagen and the elasticity in the skin. Water can help. Drinking a lot of water can help, but it's not going to remove all of it completely, but it will help along in the journey because you're keeping your skin hydrated and moisturized, so it's not easily stretched out per se. But honestly, I think what would help that significantly is not shedding weight super, super fast, having it kind of gradual so your skin can tighten as it goes instead of having to figure it out kind of all of a sudden. What are the foundations for the success of any exercise program? Consistency and not being too hard on yourself. So creating a lifestyle around this new exercise plan that you want to do is the most important thing. Making it, your lifestyle and not being too hard on yourself. So a lot of people will go straight on like a really restrictive diet, but their body can't handle it. They get super tired and they can't actually work out. So I think giving having 1 ice cream a day or 1 bowl of chips or 1 bagel or whatever your perfect food is that you love so much, 1 of those a day is fine. And that will keep you consistent because every day you're like, oh, I get bag of chips, I'm not going to have to, or a bowl of chips, I'm not going to have to binge at the end of the night. Steps to be taken to start/restart fitness journey. The first thing you need to do is figure out what your goals are and write them down. And then from there you can figure out how to achieve those goals. Whether it's to lose weight, then you work on your diet and incorporate more cardio. Whether it's to strengthen yourself, you incorporate way more protein into your diet and you start lifting heavier more and more. We actually sell customized workout plans. So you get a 20-minute call with Sammy, who's going to customize a workout plan for you for whatever your journey is. And that 20-minute call, he's going to talk to you, ask you some questions, and create the perfect plan for you. And we also sell nutrition plans that come along with that. So if you guys don't know where to start and you don't know what to do, check out Thodi's website on the online coachings part, and we can really help you get started. Do you work out before or after breakfast? So technically I don't have breakfast. I do have like a banana or a Rice Krispie in the morning. If you consider that breakfast, then after. But I have a very late lunch as my first meal because I only have 2 meals and 1 snack a day. How can I lose weight without a high cost of food? So you have to eat the same thing every day and buy that in bulk. If you do that, it's not that expensive when you look at, if you just go to Costco, you buy, 2 kilograms of chicken. If you eat chicken breast every day, you can buy a huge bag of peppers for $5 that will last you the whole week. You can do that on about $100 a week if you figure out what your food is and eat the same thing every day. It's when you start to eat different things, you don't know what to make, you don't like having leftovers, is when it can get really expensive because the price of food is really going up. Okay, how did that sound, Sammy?
It sounded really good and I actually approved of everything you said.
Nice.